In this video, we'll be using the midpoint formula to work a couple problems. The midpoint between 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, is given by the formula the midpoint x-coordinate and the midpoint y-coordinate is equal to the sum of the x-coordinates divided by 2 and the sum of the y-coordinates divided by 2. So basically what we want to do to find the midpoint between 2 points is we want to average the x's, and that'll be the x-coordinate of the midpoint. And then we want to average the y's, and that'll be the y-coordinate of the midpoint. So let's do a couple of problems. Our first problem is to find the coordinates of the point that's halfway between the point 4, 2 and the point -2, -3. So coordinates of a point mean that we need an x and a y coordinate, and I'm just going to do this because that points out the fact that we need two numbers, an x and a y. And our x coordinate is the sum of the x's, so 4 plus a -2, and that's divided by 2. So the average of the x's, you add them together and divide by 2. And then the average of the y's, we have to add our y coordinates, 2 plus a -3, and then divide that by 2. Now we just need to do the math. 4 plus a -2 is 2. And then 2 plus a -3 is -1. So the coordinates of our midpoint are 1, -1/2. Try another problem. In this problem, we're given that the coordinates of the midpoint of a line segment are 1, -2. So this time, this is our midpoint. And one of the endpoints is -2, 6. We're asked to find the coordinates of the other endpoint. So our equation that we're going to use for this problem is our x-coordinate of our midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 divided by 2. And the y-coordinate of our midpoint is equal to y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So this point is the coordinate of our midpoint. So this is our x sub m, and this is our y sub m. And then the endpoints, this is, we can let this be our x2 and our y2. So now if we sub in our values that we know, x sub m is the x-coordinate of our midpoint, which is 1. And then we're given x sub 2 is -2, and we're looking for this one. Let me go ahead and fill out the equation here on this also. My y-coordinate of my midpoint is -2. And y2 is given as 6. So normally, if we had both endpoints, we would add the two endpoints together and divide by 2, and that would give us our x-coordinate, and then add the two y values together and divide by 2, and that would give us the y-coordinate of the midpoint. But this time we're given the midpoint, so we have to do a little bit different. Now I'm going to multiply both sides by 2 to remove this 2 in the denominator. So I have 2 on the left is equal to x sub 1 minus 2. I can add 2 to both sides. These will cancel, and I have 4 is equal to x1. Let's go ahead and solve for the y coordinate. Multiply both sides by 2 again. These will cancel. And I have negative 4 is equal to y1 plus 6. Subtract 6 from both sides. These will cancel. And y1 is equal to negative 10. So the coordinates of the other endpoint, well, the x coordinate is 4 and the y coordinate is negative 10.